Alright, so I'm back. I was going to do a series of short videos, but I thought that I should probably just go live with this. It's super important, especially today. Today is a super important day for us to recognize, hey, how you doing? For us to recognize this specific message. For some reason, and I know the reason, I feel like this message is going a lot of people's heads. We have to recognize who we are. We have to figure out our blueprint, our visions right now in this particular moment of time. What's slowing us down the most is us not knowing who we are. We keep getting caught up in the illusions. We keep getting caught up in the hype. Like as DJ Khaled tried to warn us, they don't want you to succeed. Don't get caught up in they. Don't watch they. Don't listen to they. They are the people that are distracting you, deterring you from your success in life. There's two paths. There's the path to success, then there's the path to your downfall. Literally, there's two paths. There's always the subjective and objective. There's no in between. They say the in between is the balance, but no. The balance is you moving on your path and not being distracted. You being able to balance the success journey you're on and the lifestyle that you're living. That's the balance. The balance is not walking both paths. You can't make a left and a right at the same time. You either make a left at the light or you make a right at the light. There's no left or right. So basically what I'm saying is your blueprint is extremely important. Know who you are. Know who you are and stop getting caught up in the illusion. Before and going back to the path, the only things that we have in life is decisions. Making decisions fast a lot of the times aren't the best idea if you don't know who you are. If you know who you are, then you know exactly what you stand for. You know exactly what you don't stand for. Again, there's no in between. There's no, oh, I think I like this. No, you know you like playing sports. Then if somebody asks you if you want to play basketball, you're going to say yes because you know where you stand. But if you don't like playing sports or you can't play sports and you'd rather do something else, when somebody asks you to play sports, instead of saying yes and going and being embarrassed, you're going to say no to, one, conserve your energy, and two, do what's in your best interest. That's all we have are decisions. I just had to have this conversation with a young lady. I just had to tell her that that's all that we have are decisions in life. You either can choose to walk on your success journey or you can choose to walk on your downfall, but it's your choice. You on the phone? Yeah, I'm going live.
Yeah. I'll call you back.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so it's simple when you recognize or when you focus, I should say, or pay attention to the opportunities that are meant for you. People complain about not having the opportunity, not ever getting their shot, but it's like we waste our shots every day. The window of opportunity opens up for us, but because we aren't focused, we can't see it. We're distracted, so the window looks closed, so we don't go through it, and we never make it to the other side. If you don't recognize that the window is open, if you don't recognize that the window is open, how can you ever reach the light? In a world of dark rooms, how can you ever find the light if you aren't focused? It's just like taking a picture on your iPhone or your Android. If you don't focus the picture before you take it, it's going to come out extremely blurry. So you got to focus the picture before you take it so that it can be HD. It's the same concept with life, with your success journey. If you don't focus on that path before you take that path, you may be walking in a path that's an illusion that looks good, but it really isn't the path that you are intending to go down. That's why vision is so important. If you can see clearly, then you can be clearly. But if you cannot see clearly, then you cannot expect to be clear. It's that simple. It's that simple. Naturally, we overcomplicate things because if you speak English, well, you're already overcomplicating it. The language is meant for anyone who speaks it to overutilize the left hemisphere or the logical portion of the brain. So a lot of the times we aren't being creative, we aren't imagining, we aren't tapping into our higher faculties, our imagination. We aren't listening and trusting our intuition because we're thinking in English and we're stimulating our left hemisphere of the brain, which is our logical and analytical side, but we're not using the creative and imaginative side, so we aren't able to clearly discern what is the right path for us. And because we cannot discern what is the right path for us, we keep getting caught up in the bullshit. It's just bullshit. Every time we get caught up, it's bullshit. Stop getting caught up in it. It's bullshit. Literally. You utilize your whole fucking brain and then choose to move into the path of success. Can't nobody take those steps for you. You got to take those steps for yourself. And if you are continuing to perpetuate a cycle or a habit that you've been doing for a period of time, then you aren't going to be able to make it to the other side. How you gonna make it to the other side? But you are continuing, you perpetuating a cycle, a habit. You gotta break the cycle in order to create a new cycle. Every time a baby is born, what happens? The cycle is broken. So if you're looking to birth a business yourself, whatever it is, you gotta break the cycle. Whatever it is that you have been doing, even though you may see it as it now, and I'm being so passionate about this right now because I'm talking to myself. Literally, if you are in a cycle right now, you don't see it as harmful or destructive. If you want to succeed and you've been doing this cycle for a number of years, it's probably this cycle or this habit that is holding you back. You may not recognize it because we are creatures of habit. So it seems comfortable. It seems like, okay, well, I'm still balancing this and that. But again, you can't make a right and a left turn at the same time. You either go right or you get left. Literally. So you got to leave the habit alone. Not saying that this habit is something you have to completely eliminate from your entire existence, but for this moment in time being right now, you have to pause, you have to click timeout, and you have to drop the habit. Drop it. You can pick it back up at any time if you wish, if you think this habit is serving you, but for this moment being, if you want to succeed, you got to break the cycle and never settle for less. Never settle for less, because us settling is what gets us back into these cycles. If you keep settling, then you won't ever be able to continue and create a new cycle. Oh shit, man. That thing was, man, yeah, I had to pour that into, because the time is now 11:29:11. Literally mark that down, 11:29:18, excuse me. But if you break down the date in numerology, if you add 29, it's actually 11. So it's 11:11 today. And if you break down 2018, 2 plus 1 plus 8 equals 11. So technically it's 11:11:11 if you are adding and simplifying the numbers, which means that it is a divine passageway right now today until the end of the year. Only 32 days until the end of the year. Yesterday was the 33rd day of the year, which, if you aren't familiar with the number 33, there's 33 levels of Freemasonry. There's 33 pillars. This 33 is the master number. So now is the time, and I'm really giving this message because there's no more excuses. There's no more excuses. I mean, if you aren't hearing this message, this still isn't an excuse, because every time, going back to this decision, every time you make a decision, you get a gut feeling. And if you are still ignoring that gut feeling this year, if you still are ignoring this gut feeling in 2019, then that is your fault. It's your fault if you aren't where you want to be, because you keep ignoring your gut feeling. And your gut, that's God under there. Literally, that's God under there. And you keep ignoring God. So how do you expect to be blessed when you ignoring God? God is telling you, do this. God is telling you, don't do this. And you're in your head mentally, you're processing it. And you're like, I don't know if I should do this or not. And you're getting this feeling of uncertainty. If you got a feeling of uncertainty, not fear, uncertainty. Fear means you probably need to push through it because it could be success on the other side. But if you have this feeling of uncertainty and you aren't getting the feelings of confirmation, then that is God telling you, don't do it. Don't do it. How many times have you gone against your gut feeling and then recognize that whatever it is that you started doing ended up hurting you in the long run? You got to listen to that gut. You got to trust yourself That's what the trust comes in, that it's in your gut. It's literally inside of you. So if you aren't focused or paying attention to yourself, you won't be able to feel yourself. How you going to feel yourself when you can't even focus on yourself? You got to take that attention that you're putting out and internalize that attention. Stop giving away free energy when you aren't getting a return on this energy. What is the purpose? I know we are creatures of infinite energy, but the energy that we put out in specific places and times cannot be taken back. If you go out, have the most fun that you can have, because once you come back in, you won't be able to go back to that night and relive those moments and do that again. So make sure that you're paying your attention in places where you will receive a return on energy. Return on energy. That's what I'm saying. It's about, what are you paying your attention to? Listen, trust your gut. Choose. That's all we're all going to have. It's two choices. We have the subjective realm and we have the objective realm. And we always have the choice. Do I want to go down the path of success, or do I want to keep going down the path of failure? At the end of the day, we're going to reap from the consequences of the choices that we make. We can receive blessings because we choose to walk down the path of success, or we can receive our downfall because we're choosing to walk down the path of destruction. It's all a choice.